AITA for gifting my mom and her husband a book on cheating for their anniversary? I'm 16M. And I love my mom. 35. But when I was 10 she had an affair and left us. I visited her as often as I could and she always seemed so happy when I was there, but I hated her new family, so I stopped visiting. Honestly, we rarely ever saw each other after, just for my birthday and events really. She wants us to be close, but I want nothing to do with her new husband, so I've kept my distance. Except on February 20th, my dad announced he'd be out on business till the 12th and my grandparents are stuck visiting relatives in Italy, and so I really had nowhere to go, and my mom jumped at the chance to have me stay with her. And just my luck that my mom's anniversary with her husband was on Sunday. I haven't had a good time here at all, so all I do is stay in my room doing homework or go out with friends to avoid family activities, cause it sucks seeing how lovey-dovey she is with her husband. And how they seem like the perfect family with their daughters. The morning before her anniversary day she came to my bed and tried to cuddle with me like before she left us, but it made me angry, like we can't go back in time and pretend it's how it was. So I just pretended to be asleep and stayed curled up and frozen till she left. I started crying cause of that, and I felt angry and snarky, and my mom majored in literature, so I got her a copy of Anna Karenina for her anniversary. That book's about a lady who leaves her husband and son for her lover. I've never read it, but I watched the movie with my girlfriend and I hated it. The anniversary party was on Sunday. Everyone was having fun but me, and then people gave their gifts. I gave mine, and when my mom saw what it was she seemed shocked but just said thanks. The party ended like an hour after. But at night when she was in her room I heard her crying really loudly. So I kinda eavesdropped a little and heard her saying stuff about that book and me and her husband. Trying to calm her. The next day at breakfast she left for work early before I woke up, and her husband straight up called me an asshole and other stuff for gifting them that. It's been a few days now and my mom has barely talked to me. Honestly, I feel so wrong. I made my mom cry, but at the same time I don't want to be here and she knows that, so am I really the asshole? Edit. Thankfully the mods have locked this. But to everyone who keeps DMing me, here's some facts to read before you do. I gave my mom the book to try and get it across to her that I hate being at her house and being around her family, and that it hurts me to be there because I sympathized with the son from the movie, not because I want a train to run her over. I do not want that to happen to my mom. I do not want my dad to get back together with my mom. He's happy with his fiancée. My dad has his reasons for not wanting me to go to therapy and is just being protective. Yes, I stopped visiting my mom cause I hate her husband, but she had custody of me. On weekends or breaks she could have forced me to be with her, but since being with him or making him be with us whenever I did go to her was more important, she never tried anything beyond the bare minimum of going to big events. Anna Karenina is about a woman who, at 19, married a guy nearly twice her age whom she didn't love but who refused to give her a divorce. She eventually ran off with the guy she loved, but without the blessing of their community or the right to see her child. She ended up feeling so isolated, shunned, and trapped that she killed herself. I'm not sure Anna Karenina is the indictment of cheating that your mom and people here are acting like it is. I don't think it was kind. But I don't want to call you an asshole for it. You knew what you were doing. You did it anyway. But so did she. And she did it anyway. However, I'm curious. So, info. What happened to your dad? Is he still alone? You keep talking about how happy your mom is with her new husband. Would you prefer she stayed with your dad, even if she was miserable? Do you think that would make her a better mother or a better person if she suffered more, either by being unhappy with a new family, unhappy alone, or unhappy with your dad? Would that make you happier? I feel like the answer would be no. I don't know anyone who would want someone they love to be unhappy, to suffer, to be miserable or stuck in a marriage that was unsatisfying, stifling, or abusive. We don't know the details, and maybe you don't either. Your parents' relationship existed completely outside of and beyond you, and her leaving had nothing to do with you. It's a shitty situation that you can't control, and that hurts. And of course she's crying. There's no winning for her, because you've shown her that her happiness is invalid, that she doesn't deserve it, and you don't want to be around it. So she may just try to stay out of your life as you wish. But I would recommend therapy instead. For you alone. And for you as a family. NTA. Your mom had to face her past horrible behavior, and your gift caused her to have to confront the fact that her affair affects you negatively to this day. Her husband needs to stay TF out of it. If he says anything else to you, perhaps you should challenge him on it. Oh, so you'd be okay with my mom cheating on you and walking away from you and your kids for a new man? Because that's what your behavior is telling me. And from the POV of the kid who was left, I can tell you it has affected me in a negative way ever since it happened. And your crappy attitude is the largest reason why I don't like to visit with my mom. I don't like you. Never have. So keep your opinions about me to yourself. Don't let your mom's tears guilt you. Did any of your tears after she left your family ever move her to action? Follow her lead on that. NTA. My dad cheated on my mom when I was in high school and went on to marry the woman he had an affair with. It has changed my relationship with my dad forever. Especially because he tried to force the one big happy family thing with her and her kids as soon as he sold our family home and moved in with her. Your mom does not get to force herself back into your life on her terms. The cuddles. To make herself feel better, and in the process making you feel worse. My dad did the same, and it's awful. You are not a teddy bear. She needs to recognize the lasting damage she's done and stop expecting you to fit the role she's assigned to you in her head. Okay, so I get you are mad, but you do recall that Anna loses absolutely everything because she leaves her family and is torn away from her children because her legal husband refuses to let her see them. Which is contrasted against her brother getting away with multiple affairs and not losing his status or children. And then she begins to lose her mind because she thinks her lover no longer wants her. So she kills herself? That's an extremely loaded gift. Did you really mean to imply with it that you hope her life falls apart like that? Now, I don't blame you for being angry. But I think you should ask your dad about therapy. It's clear that you've been holding 6 years worth of pain inside. And that is not good for you. You're poisoning yourself with anger and sadness over what has happened. And if you don't learn how to gently work it out of your system, you will keep hurting yourself and people you do love. I suspect there's still love for your mom in there. It's just that you are sad and hurt that she did this, and it feels like she left you. She did a shitty thing. But I think really wishes she could make it up to you. She's not gone about it the right way. But if you can talk it out with her, you may be able to slowly mend, rebuild a relationship with her. I get your anger and hurt. I really do, but it does sound like mom wants to make it up to you. She's not a psychic. So maybe if you can talk to her one-to-one about how you feel, you guys can start over. Definitely not the asshole. For one, Anna Karenina is a classic and a great gift. For another, if the shoe fits. NTA. Info. Have you ever confronted your mother about the way she left? Yeah. As a 16-year-old, I am assuming you don't really have the wherewithal to understand you need therapy and resources to get said therapy. But you need therapy. Being there must have been incredibly uncomfortable for you. Especially so given your conflicting feelings towards your mother. But in the future, You have to know that hurting them is not the correct answer. If you can leave the situation, I suggest that. If you can't, the next best option would be a cold shoulder to let everyone know you're not interested. It's not your job to act correctly. It's your job to learn how to act correctly. And your teachers have had a real rough start. In conclusion, get therapy. I mean, did this make you feel good? Is hating her making your life better? It's not a matter of being an asshole, but just, you're hurting yourself over and over again. What happened happened. You need to find a healthy way to deal with it before you crumble. NTA. That is delightfully petty. But do yourself a favor and get therapy before you are consumed by your anger towards your mother. You never have to forgive her, but learn to move past what happened and not obsess over it. I've seen a lot of weird takes in the comments that have kinda made me annoyed, so I'm gonna add mine to the pile too. 1. You have a right to your damn feelings. Taking the cheating out of the equation. Your mom hasn't apologized to you for leaving you. She hasn't apologized for being the catalyst for your whole life changing. That is wrong of her. It's also wrong of her to not talk about the divorce and the past with you. Live in the now only works for people who aren't traumatized by what happened in their past. Another wrong thing she is doing, not getting to know you. Yes, she is excited and happy and in love with her family and probably wants to share that with you. But she is oblivious if she thinks that she can just do that without talking to you one-on-one. Whatever happened between your mom and dad doesn't matter here. The way she is treating this situation is not okay. She is your parent. She is the adult. She is letting you down. You still love her. That's perfectly normal. But it's also good to acknowledge that she is not treating you fairly, or with the respect that your feelings deserve. 2. I don't know what the heck is going on with all the comments about your dad being abusive. He's got his own trauma too, and that has to be respected. A lot of people don't trust the medical system for valid reasons. Hello. Residential schools. And it can be hard. If you want to go to therapy, and I do encourage you to talk to someone. Discuss with your school counselor maybe some alternatives or maybe a session or two to start with. Your dad at first to ease his worries. At my high school we had a youth worker come down from the youth center every day at lunch and would talk to anyone who needed help. Maybe there is something like that near you? Therapy is not just a therapist. It can also be art therapy or music therapy. Find what works for you. Group therapy also exists. Maybe that would make your dad feel better? 3. For anyone not in Canada, a psychologist and a psychiatrist are super different here. Psychiatrists mainly prescribe medication and you get referred either through your family doctor or through a hospital. Psychologists have a doctorate and some may go to medical school. Not a requirement though. But don't typically prescribe medication. They mainly work privately, so you pay out of pocket for all costs. 4. IDK where you are in Canada, but if you're in BC, please check out the Foundry. It can be all online if you want, but they offer so many services that may help. Kids Help Phone didn't work for me, but they're nationwide, so give it a shot if you need to talk to someone. They also do text if you don't want a phone. Your school counselor also likely knows about more local resources that can help. I'm giving you a big hug. People hugging, these are hard problems you're dealing with. Give yourself some slack. In this situation, your parents should be the ones guiding you. You shouldn't have to guide them. The fact that you're willing to shows maturity. I'm gonna get downvoted like AMF. It sucks when parents divorce, and it really sucks when infidelity is the culprit. She left her marriage and you in arguably the worst kind of way. And it doesn't sound like anyone bothered with family therapy to help you out. It was also 6 years ago. And it sounds like your mom can't ever do anything to have a relationship with you again? How long are you going to punish her? But again, she punished you when she left like she did. The whole thing just sucks all around. YTA, you know it was a whole move. Especially because your mom didn't actually do anything in the moment to provoke this. That's why you feel guilty now, and it didn't make you feel good to even do it. You say she left us, but she didn't leave you, she left your father. From your own account, she continued to see you and raise you until you decided to stop the visits. Yourself. It sounds like she loves you and wants to make it right and doesn't know what to do about it. So help her. Apologize. Tell her everything you posted here about how you do love her. After that gift, she definitely thinks you hate her. How the cheating has really affected you, and you likely need a therapist or other professional help to deal with it. I know you said your dad won't let you to therapy. Hopefully she can convince him, and if not, this may need to be something that doesn't involve him. Do not say how much you hate the rest of her family. But do share that being with them is painful for you now and you really want to spend time with her. But only one-on-one for now. Maybe suggest family therapy with just you two. I hope you both can get through this. Obviously your mom's actions have hurt you. And the gift you chose was clearly with spite or revenge on your mind. From that perspective, you chose extremely well. But it was still in poor taste. Your parents appear to have let you down by not finding a counselor or therapist for you. The hostility you hold toward her isn't healthy. When your dad gets back, discuss this with him. You may not like this situation. With good reason. But you still need to learn how to cope with it in a way that doesn't gnaw at you. YTA, your mom didn't leave you for her husband. It seems like she is trying very hard to have you her in life and you're resisting. I understand the anger. My mom cheated and remarried. She may have left my dad, but she didn't leave me. People break up. Or divorce. When you get older, you won't see things in such black and white. Is there a reason you don't like her husband? Is he crappy to you? Or are you still angry about the end of your parents' relationship? Of course YTA. You were trying to be ta. I don't understand this post. You were trying to hurt her. You succeeded. What are you asking? Info. Did your mom ever apologize for hurting you? Or for leaving? Has she made genuine efforts to reconcile and maintain a relationship? Info. How much effort has your mom put into making amends with you? I don't think you're the but I do think that holding so tightly onto this resentment will result in a lot of turmoil for you. You don't have to like your mom or her new family. But for your own sake, try and learn to let the hate in your heart go. Depending on how hard your mother is genuinely trying to rebuild your bad relationship, and how much she cares that she blew up your life, she may or may not be the Edit to add. It seems like you could really benefit from both some individual and family therapy. After this incident, I hope your mother sees that this would be beneficial. Might get downvoted, but oh well. Cheating is awful. Being a home wrecker and calling your stepson an sucks. Purposefully giving your mom a gift that reminds her you hate her for something she did years ago? That also sucks. Your mom, her husband, and you are all in the wrong here and need to figure out what y'all's relationships are and what you want them to become. In lieu of judgment, I'm just going to say this sounds really unhealthy. You definitely are not ready to have a relationship with your mom again. Yet.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.